Cirrus, 6 Tango Whiskey 3000 cleared the approach. The first thing I'm going to do, because I've already activated the approach, is I'm pushing the APR button because I'm flying an approach with vertical guidance. I push it as soon as I hear the words cleared for the approach so I don't forget. Distraction, getting busy, frequency changes. A lot of times we forget to arm our vertical navigation. Because I pushed a button on my autopilot controller, my eyes come up to the scoreboard. I'm ensuring that my lateral nav is either armed or active. In this case, the green says we are active, so we're happy.
Charleston approach is Cirrus 926.
My vertical navigation is armed, glide path in white. White is armed, green is active. Again, they told us to maintain 125. We're a little slow, so I'm adding just a little bit of power.
120 Golf Foxtrot, turn right heading.
As the airplane is leveling off, I'm coming to a power setting that's going to give me airspeed assigned to about 45 to 50%. During the descent, I had selected the boost pump back on.
500 reduced speed to 170, then descend and maintain 3000.
And my old brain forgot my final approach fixed altitude, so I'm just going to pull the chart up and go 1700. Here's 1700 set. Back to my map. And I'm established, so now it's time to descend via VS. Down to my final approach fixed altitude. Throttle modulation, again, about 22-ish% power we saw was going to keep our airspeed.
Approach, Scout 733, number Papa checking in, we get 3000.
Now, shooting an instrument approach, as soon as my vertical guidance comes alive is when I am going to select flaps 50. I'm intentionally choosing to delay my selection of flaps 50.
140 for Golf Foxtrot.
Because we're in the descent and we're still about 5 miles away, and I'm not ready to slow down that much.
500 amend altitude, maintain 4000.
And I noticed based on the blue banana that my descent rate wasn't going to get me down to the final approach fix altitude prior to the final approach fix. Getting ahead of my airplane, I'm going to load tower into the standby.
Viper 120 Golf Foxtrot.
Number 0 Golf Foxtrot, clear visual approach to the Charleston Executive Airport.
My airspeed control was not that pristine. Notice I'm not ripping the engine to idle. I'm just pulling it back to a nice power setting. I like 15%. Kind of holds what airspeed we have. And with vertical guidance and the fact that I need to slow down, I'm adding flaps, a little bit of drag, to slow me down.
26 Tango Whiskey, contact tower 126.0, good day.
126.0, good morning, 6 Tango Whiskey. We were just assigned over tower. What I noticed is that as soon as you talk to tower, what ends up happening, and first off, I'm not going to get distracted. There's my final approach fix altitude, mixture rich, going to a known power setting, which is about 35 to 40%. It's going to hold 100 to 105 knots. Back to radios. When you talk to tower, as soon as you talk, you're going to get busy. So I recommend, before you call tower to land, put ground in the standby. So if they hand you off the ground when you clear a runway, then you are prepared and you're not having to fumble when you're on the ground.
Land and hold short clearance, runway 33.
Yeah, we can do that. 3 November Golf.
And altitude.
Runway 33, clear to land, hold short runway 03, traffic to
the
crossing runway.
Setting our missed approach altitude, 3,000 feet is set.
3 November Golf.
And now we're starting to descend, so I'm reducing power to 15% to gracefully decelerate to 90 knots. Charleston Tower, good morning. Cirrus 826 Tango Whiskey, RNAV 3, full stop.
Cirrus 826 Tango Whiskey, Charleston Tower, runway 03, clear to land, traffic, 4 mile final, runway 33 is a diamond, we'll be landing and holding short of your runway.
Cirrus 6 Tango Whiskey, clear to land, runway 03, and we'll be looking for the diamond.
JetBlue 167, right turn, Echo, continue down, Echo, hold short, 21 with me.
Right turn, Echo, short of 21 with you, JetBlue 167.
Charleston Towers, Sierra 6 Tango Whiskey, request to roll off to the end for our FBO.
6 Tango Whiskey, roger, you can expect that.
So, trying to plan ahead. I know where the FBO is. There's a whole bunch of NOTAMs for closed taxiways. So essentially, I'm going to use the whole runway because that's going to put me on a taxiway that's going to allow us to elegantly get to our FBO this morning. I like 1,000 feet HEL, airspeed checked, flaps 100.
And November 3, November Golf, speed advisor is approximately 2,000.
And when I am 2 miles
for, landing.
from landing, I'm going to set my landing airspeed. Today, I don't use a range, I use a number. Today, with these winds, the weight of the aircraft, my number is going to be 80 knots. VREF in this airplane is configured, so I start with 80, but I notice VREF is down around 76, so I'm going to fly somewhere between 76 and 78 knots as my chosen landing airspeed. You set it on if you start setting it on about a 2-mile final, what you're going to find is when you turn your autopilot off, the airplane is trimmed for landing. Remember, there's a feedback loop between the trim servos and the autopilot servos. They're just a little bit fast, so I'm reducing my power to about 15%. And oh, by the way, I missed a couple of call-outs, so we are 440 descending to 240. And 4 knots fast, small power reduction on glide path. Short final, I do about 3 or 4 clicks to the left, so I have safe taxi available to me. And I've got my airspeed established. Autopilot's coming off via the autopilot button because it keeps the flight director up and the yaw damper on till the yaw damper turns off automatically. And now it's aim point airspeed. On an instrument approach, real IMC, my aim point is the touchdown zone markings. I do not duck under.
Tower, good morning. Boeing 047 Heavy, experimental, holding short 33, ready in sequence.
Boeing 047 Heavy, Charleston Tower, roger, hold short 33, number 2.
Getting into ground effect, pulling a little power out so we don't accelerate. Landing's assured, going to idle. Aim point, and now I'm trying to keep the airplane from landing. Shooting to be about 6 to 7 degrees pitch up when I touch down. I make sure that I don't relax my body when I land, i.e. so I can fly my nose down so I don't bang the nose down. And I'm getting towards taxi airspeeds.
Line up and wait, traffic on final, 560 Mike uniform.
And keeping the speed up just a little bit to help.
November Golf, nice landing, right turn alpha, ground point 9, went off.
Right off, over ground, have a great day, sir.
Yep, got him.
Sierra 6 Tango Whiskey, continue down the runway, no delay through the intersection, right turn Alpha 1 and ground point 9 went off.
Alpha 1.9, Sierra 6 Tango Whiskey. Hey, we're cutting off JetBlue. I love it.